At the 6 years anniversary of the Euromaidan revolution, Ukrainians show their solidarity with the Hong Kong protesters. So millions voted in Hong Kong in highly anticipated local elections, seen as a barometer of public opinion after the months of increasing violent protests in this semi-autonomous Chinese territory. Now we have with us Arthur Kharytonov, who is the main coordinator of Free Hong Kong Center, which is now here in Kyiv.
Yeah. Good evening, guys.
So that's incredible. First of all, probably for our audience who didn't follow much, connect the dots. We knew something that, of course, the protesters from Hong Kong were looking at Ukraine. This is a symbolic broadcast for us. Today, it's 6 years of the Euromaidan revolution. Let me explain us what you're doing, where is the connection, and what we need to know about this.
Well, so let's first say congratulations to all Hong Kongers who are watching right now, because we have so far news that all Democrats won so many places on district elections right now. And coming to our topic today, yes, of course, connections between Ukraine and Hong Kong are so incredible and so strong, because even from 2015, when we have a documentary film, Winter on Fire, all Hong Kongers watched it and taken so many experience and passion to fight as Ukrainian. So I think that here, first of all, psychological connections, spiritual connections, and when we would compare what has been in the Euromaidan and what do we have right now in Hong Kong, it's actually the same. How people are fighting, how government is reacting, and so on.
So what is the main message also for foreign audience? You know, we see some solidarity activities in front of the Chinese embassy here, but you won't say that the Ukraine is, as a state, is really like the allies of the protesters. Ukraine is in a number of international inner political crises now. So, but that's something that what the Ukrainians are doing as well.
I mean, like,
and what also the protesters from Hong Kong are also asking, for instance, you?
Well, so it's different points. When we are talking about people and support from people, of course, so huge, and many Ukrainians in favor of Hong Kong protests. If we are talking about Ukrainian government, it's keeping silent. It's very, very weak, I think, first of all, because, you know, it's my very strong position is that the current Ukrainian government is enjoying fruits of Euromaidan, and how they dare to keep it silent after we did before, and which kind of democracy we protected. About Hong Kongers, of course, they're asking to save Hong Kong because it's under attack of China. And what, as Ukraine, we could do, it's first of all raise an issue on a UN level, because we remember how we was like 6 years ago, and like this spirit, like this question to the world, please save us, please save Ukraine, as the same we have in Hong Kong right now. Yeah.
Let's explain our audience, because among our audience there are a lot of people who, first of all, interested in Eastern Europe. Explain what's similar, because for some people, you know, that there is just visual similarity. Of course, there are the, you know, either cocktail Molotovs or people in masks, or there are amount of people on the street. But what makes it
very, very connected? I get your point. Like, first of all, it's methods of enemies, like Russia, let's say, and Yanukovych, and Beijing and pro-Beijing parties in Hong Kong. Because actually, what we have seen even today during electional day, like the methods how they're influencing people, like this bribing by food, by rice, all these different bad points they're doing during elections, how they're manipulating people. And of course, the reaction of Russia and Beijing on the protest. Because what do we have before? We have this like strong position from Moscow that Ukraine is something horrible, we have neo-Nazi regime, and so on. And the same, Beijing is talking about Hong Kong people. But Hong Kongers are like taking a lot of experience from Ukraine, as I told, and they're trying to make strong message that it's not true, it's just a propaganda.
So you established the Free Hong Kong Center. Of course, you are not alone. Let us explain how it's working and what's your aim.
Well, so Free Hong Kong Center is a project of non-governmental organization Liberal Democratic League of Ukraine, and like it's different points, because we have LDLU as a quite big organization with almost 200 people, and we have Free Hong Kong Center, which has like 4 or 3 people who are always day-to-day working with Hong Kong youth. And of course, for me, it's like very, very important to work with it, since I'm main coordinator of Free Hong Kong Center, and we are trying to light on the issue of connections between Ukraine and Hong Kong, like how we was connected from 2014, because we remember that 6 months after, almost 6 months, when Revolution of the India ended, we have umbrella movement in Hong Kong. In even that time, it was very connected, because people have been asking, like, if Ukrainians did it, we could do it as well.
So how are you in touch with the protesters in Hong Kong? What are the questions at this moment now? Because also Ukraine lived through the this year. We don't do here at Hromadske International, you know, the discussion on what we have accomplished. It's more or less a general topic. But what are their questions? What knowledge they want from the Ukrainians?
So,
and what do they want from also Ukrainians?
Yeah. So first of all, I think it's more about how you did it, like how you fight it, which kind of tools you used, because, you know, always when we are facing Polish brutality on such level, like a lot of Ukrainians who was on Maidan saying that even Hong Kong situation is more bad that we have in Ukraine, it's more brutal. So how we fight it against police, how we fight against government, it's very important for Hong Kongers to understand, but of course they're following news and they taking a lot of experience from documentary I told, Winter of Fire, and, you know, like, for example, Vladimir Parsuk become like the symbol of Hong Kong protest, because a lot of Hong Kongers are posting the quotes from the documentary, like before last days of Maidan, that we must fight and we must win, because there are no life within the frames of freedom. So Hong Kongers want to know more about it. And of course they are quite interested how Ukraine behaves after European Maidan, because I think it's quite pity that Hong Kongers don't know a lot about further steps of Ukraine. Yeah. It's quite dramatic. But anyway, we are still on the way. And I'm always saying that Ukraine is providing the next steps of the fight.
So my final and short, so you have this Free Hong Kong Center here, and this is connection between Ukraine and Hong Kong, the activists, the solidarity movement. You want the others to join, because it's not just about these two countries?
Of course, and that's why we are dealing a lot on European level. Like just a few weeks ago, we got like unanimously voting from all the group Uswin for Hong Kong support, and we are dealing all over Europe. Like our guys from Sweden, from Germany are doing some great job, and we are raising the issue.
You mean your guys? You mean the
no, not our guys. I mean like our colleagues, liberal colleagues, and already we like Ukraine use raising issue on Audi level and EPP level. So I mean we have very strong resolutions there, and I think it's so symbolic that Ukraine right now is fighting for Hong Kong as other countries fight for us many years.